Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju says centre in talks with EC for major electoral reforms. Central Nagaland Tribes Council seeks early implementation of Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland. ADC Peren Keyirangding Hegui exhorts need for preserving traditions. And Central Drugs Standard Control Organization launches probe after WHO alert on 4 Indian cough syrups. Now the news in detail. Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju has said that the government is in discussion with the Election Commission to bring in major electoral reforms through amendments in the Representation of the People's Act, RP Act. In an interview to a newspaper, he said the changing time and situation demands an overhaul of some electoral laws that are lacking in ensuring adequate transparency and accountability. Rijiju said the government is already having elaborate discussions with the EC to study major changes in the RP Act and other election rules. He said the centre will take steps after due consultation for major electoral reforms which are required as per the new changing time and situation. In order to curb the use of black money in elections, the EC had recently written to the Law Ministry to bring changes in the RP Act to cap cash donations received by parties to 20% of their total receipts. It had also proposed lowering the disclosure limit of anonymous donations from 20,000 to 2,000 rupees. The Central Nagaland Tribes Council, CNTC, has urged the state government to implement the Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland, RIN, at the earliest. In a press release, CNTC expressed discontentment that despite setting up various committees and reports being submitted and approved by the Cabinet, the state government has yet to implement any of the acts or policies. Noting that the Commission on RIN had already conducted series of consultations with tribal groups, civil society and NGOs and submitted its report, the Council urged the government to act on the report. CNDC, comprising of Naga tribes of Au, Simi and Lotha, also sought a review of the backward quota policy in accordance with guidelines, saying there were some loopholes. The Council claimed that a backward quota guideline mandated by government to review the policy every 10 years, but no such measure has been carried out since its implementation in 1977. It also alleged that a report by a high-powered committee on backward quota was also yet to be implemented. CNTC further called for early completion of the Foothill Road and extended its unflinching support to Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee for the same. ADC Peren Keyirangding Hegui has exhorted the need for preserving the Naga traditions for posterity. He also called for maintaining proper documentation of tradition and culture. Hegui was addressing the one-day tribal festival organized by the District Cultural Office, Peren, under the theme Igniting Cultural Traditions on Monday. The ADC spoke on the uniqueness of the Nagas and the importance on how to put a price tag on one's culture. He also advised the youth to be well acquainted and protect their cultural values, which he said gives one's identity. Highlights of the festival included recitation of folklore on widow and sunlight, as well as presentation of cultural songs and dances by various troops. Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, has taken up an urgent investigation after the World Health Organization, WHO, issued an alert on 4 India-made cough and cold syrups used for pediatric groups. AIR correspondent quoting sources reports that the investigation in the matter has been taken up by CDSCO with the state regulatory authorities immediately after receiving communication from WHO. CDSCO has requested WHO to share at the earliest the report on establishing causal relation to death with the medical products in question. In the alert issued yesterday, WHO said the use of the 4 cough syrups had potentially caused acute kidney injuries and 66 deaths among children in Gambia. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. Deputy Commissioner Kohima Shanavasi has notified for general information that land from Dimapur to Jatima, AP 154 to AP 199, Kohima District, Mengu Juma Village to Jatima Village is required for acquisition for construction of 220 kilovolts transmission line under Chief Engineer TNG, Department of Power, Nagaland. In this connection, the DC duly authorized by the state government as competent authority has notified that if any person or party has any claims or objections over the said stretch of land or village areas, the same may be submitted to the DC Kohima office within 30 days with effect from the date of publication of this notification. Deputy Commissioner Kohima Shanavasi has informed that land measuring 14 acres or 6,09,840 square feet at Zesima, Kohima District belonging to Mere clan is required for acquisition or outright purchase for setting up of wrestling arena. In this connection, the DC has issued a notification on 20th September that if any person or party have any claims or objections over the said area, the same may be submitted to this office within 30 days with effect from the date of publication of the notification. Centre has released the 7th monthly installment of post-devolution revenue deficit grant of over 7,183 crore rupees to 14 states. Finance Ministry said the grant has been released as per the recommendations of the 15th Finance Commission. It said the Commission has recommended a total revenue deficit grant of 86,201 crore rupees to 14 states for the financial year 2022-23. These states are Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Punjab, Rajasthan, Sikkim, Tripura, Uttarakhand and West Bengal. The recommended grant is released by the Department of Expenditure to the states in 12 equated monthly installments. Nagaland received an amount of 377.50 crore rupees for October, bringing the total grant received by the state till date to 2,642.50 crore rupees. Deputy Commissioner Kohima Shanavasi has issued an order declaring Potsa village as infected zone due to the detection of African swine fever. The DC also declared the 10-kilometer radius from the infected premises as civilians zone. The 3rd October order has further banned the slaughter of pigs, import and export of pigs and piglets, as well as transport of pigs and pork in the said locations until further order. The first Peren District Football League 2022 kicked off on Tuesday at Jalugi P Football Ground. Gracing the opening ceremony, entrepreneur and co-founder YouthNet Nagaland, Keyirangding, advised the players to inculcate strict discipline and make the best use of the facilities to reach greater heights. 8 clubs are taking part in the initial season of the league, which is being organized by the Peren District Football Association. District Sports Officer Zeminu Jopovi Zecho has informed that selection trial for Sepak Takraw Regu event where both boys and girls under 14 years of age will be held on 8th of this month at Zeminu Indoor Stadium. Interested players born on or after October 12, 2008 are eligible for the trial. The DSO said selected players will represent Zeminu district in the upcoming 14th state-level Catch Them Young tournament 2022 scheduled for 13 and 14 October. For inquiries, one may contact 7005 645485. I repeat, 7005 645485. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju says centre in talks with EC for major electoral reforms. Central Nagaland Tribes Council seeks early implementation of Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland. ADC Peren Keyirangding Hegui exhorts need for preserving traditions. And Central Drug Standard Control Organization launches probe after WHO alert on 4 Indian cough syrups. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.